The Fearless Four, also known by its German title Die Verklossen Vier, is a 1997 animated feature film. This is directed by Michael Coldway, Erbard Duckensdorf, Jürgen Richter and Wolfgang Erks, with a voice cast, an English voice cast, including James Ingram, Oleta Adams, B.B. King, Ian James Corlett and various others. And this is based on the Brothers Grimm story Town Musicals of Bremen, which I read recently. And it's a very short story. Most of the Brothers Grimm stories are very, very short. So I did wonder how they'd adapt this into a feature-length film. And I have to say it's very creative, and they did a really good job of taking the primary story and making it, in my opinion, much more entertaining. Not that there's anything wrong with the Brothers Grimm story, but I think this one's a little bit more delightful. It's about animals who go off on their own adventure because they were no longer useful to their humans. So these animals team up together, and in the film we have a donkey, a dog, a cat, and a bird, a rooster, and they go off and have their adventure. And at the beginning of the film, I will admit, the intro was quite long. It took a little bit of time to establish the main characters, but it was a delight because when we meet each of the characters in turn, we have a musical number. And they're singing with their introduction, and the musical aspect, the music here is just such a delight. I would happily listen to the soundtrack independently. I might do if it's available. And getting to know the characters at the beginning was just a musical joy, but it did take a little bit of time to get to the point. Once we did get there, we have a real adventure with the characters. I think it's very well written. Obviously, we have the musical aspect as the characters go off to try and make money with the music, and the musical aspect just works so well. I think they did a really good job with that, and the characters are a delight. Great animals, great personalities. The animation for the characters I really liked as well. The animation throughout the film is really nice, with good character designs, nice backdrops, a nice colour palette and a good attention to detail. The music obviously is definitely very enjoyable, with a nice variety of songs, some more upbeat than others. I think there's a nice balance there. So as a story, it works well. There are great characters. We meet lots of great animals. The principal characters are a joy. The music is great. The animation is a delight. I don't really have any problems. The voice acting is very good as well. I guess the only issue, and it's not really an issue, is that the pacing in the beginning was a little slow. But other than that, I think The Fearless Four is a really solid film. You don't have to have read the short story to watch this, to enjoy this, but of course I do recommend reading it just so you can see how they've taken that, I don't want to say basic premise, that's maybe too negative a word, but how they've taken that short story and developed it into this film. Either way, I think The Fearless Four is a really decent film, and I'm certainly happy to recommend it.